So go. Do it if you gotta do it.
What's up, everybody? My name's Josh.
And my name's Nick.
And we're here to give you
a reality check. You know, you need one.
Mm-hmm. Let's get into it.
RuPaul's Drag Race season 17 is almost at the end. We have 2 episodes left, a reunion and a finale. But before that, we have one last challenge. 5 girls left. They're about to do their big one.
Listen, we just got back from a non-elimination episode.
How do you feel about Nani Limbs?
I'm okay with them, and I feel like I said this in the last episode, but I just didn't think that lip sync deserved a double Shantae.
What do you think the verdict was?
I feel like Anya should have went home. I feel like Jules took We've said this before. When you're on the stage and you're lip syncing, that is the moment. Your track record, how many wins you have, it does not matter. How many times you've been in the bottom. It is this moment right here, right now. That's it.
Yeah.
I thought Jules won that. Clear. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Do I understand why Anya stayed? She has 4 wins. She's the front runner.
She's probably going to win the season.
She's probably going to win the season. I get it. But I don't think justice was served.
Yeah, and I think some of the girls are sharing the same thought as you in the workroom. Because we're getting not a little pepper, but a little saltiness, honey.
Listen, as they should.
I'd be pissed. If I was going to say I just won that week, and then nobody went home, and then the next week I went home, be like, bitch, we should have been on to the top 4 by now.
That part.
You know, so I would definitely be feeling a certain type of way. We see Sam is very like, well, shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and like, rightfully so with her win. She did amazing. Like,
that makeover challenge win was very deserved by Sam. Sam and Sassy Star. But yeah, you can see now, like, if their eyes weren't on the crown before, they're locked onto them now. Yes. For sure.
Talking about being locked and locked in, these girls were locked in on the country yeehaw because we walk into the workroom. Does everybody have a cowboy hat on except for Susie?
I know. Susie forgot. They didn't give Susie the memo.
Did they have cowboy hats in the 1920s with the beep, beep, boop, boop?
I mean, Western? I feel like, Western was still a thing at that point in time.
Imagine Susie in a sailor costume with a cowboy hat on.
And fringe. And top dance.
And that little ginger wring. And that little ginger wig.
That little ginger finger wave needs to be retired. Oh my God. But we find out that the queens are going to be participating in their own mini version of RuPaul's Drag Race Vegas Live.
I love this.
Yeah, we've got photo shoots, we've got interviews, we've got performances, we've got promos, we've got rehearsals. It's a big episode. I think there was actually so much to do they couldn't even show it all.
Listen, we take notes, and so many sections.
Yeah.
I felt like we were at a ball, but like the ball was an audition.
Yeah,
because there's so many stages.
It was like their own audition too, because the winner of this week's challenge, we find out, does get an invitation to join the RuPaul's Drag Race Live team.
That is so. Is this the first time they've done something like that? Like, that's iconic.
That reward, yes. I think this is the first time they've offered a spot, but they have included Drag Race Vegas Live before in the show.
Okay.
They did in season 12. They did a whole like, baby, I made it, inspired by that. So we've seen this incorporation before, but I think offering them something outside of the show, a gig, is a great prize.
Agreed.
Agreed. Especially for them, these queens are coming off a brand new season. Of course, they're going to be the hot ticket queen. Secure them now. You know, they already made the top 5, and you know that the winner is going to be in the top 4. So it's a pretty much guaranteed ticket sale for RuPaul's Drag Race Live.
I know, that's right. They said marketing.
Yeah.
PR, you're on it.
Yeah, they just incorporated Plain Jane and Morphine into the group. Recently, they added them to the cast, so they're definitely keeping current. They're keeping
and they had booked. Mirage.
Yeah, they're keeping these new girls booked and busy. I have not been able to get over to Vegas to see RuPaul's Drag Race Live, unfortunately.
One day, maybe reality check. We'll take a trip over to Vegas. Ooh.
We'll give those girls a reality check.
Come on, honey. Come on, honey. I have to say, I have one thing that I noticed about the episode that I don't know if I've noticed in previous seasons. RuPaul mentioned a couple times, like, this is the semifinals. This is the semifinals.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Because I felt like that was just, like, a thing that was just said. Like, I've never heard RuPaul in the past say.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really heard RuPaul refer to it as that either. But
like the finale, obviously, but the semifinals, like where were we? I was so confused.
Yeah. I mean, it makes more sense, I guess. It is the semifinals, you know. So I think it just gives more drama to the episode. You know,
That's
the
true.
semifinals is better
Come
than
on.
is better than next week's the finale. You know, like.
Okay, period.
But we see after their assignments are given that all these girls, none of them decide to do any type of risk taking. We see them all lean immediately back into their niche. We see Sam is going very southern. Susie's back to her scootin' and bootin'. And all of the girls are kind of trickling into their own safe zones.
Yeah, I mean, you want to do what you know, but as long as you're doing what you know and you're putting your best heel forward, because this is not the time to flop on your signature look, you know?
Yeah, I think this is a great time to rely on your niche.
Yeah.
Because you're being booked on the world stage of Drag Race Live, and you want to win the challenge doing something that is very you. So when you're booked, that's what they expect of you.
That is true.
Like, if Susie Toot went and did a whole, like, I don't know, Southern thing, and they
like, what
booked
the hell?
her, and then she shows up in a 1920s flapper dress, and they're like, whoa.
What is this?
Where's the
this
girl
is not
from the
the
promo?
girl. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think leaning into your niche can be smart because you're comfortable there, which means you'll be able to play more, but it also can get a little redundant, which I think for some people is what ended up happening this week.
And we'll talk more about that.
Yeah. I want to talk about these photo shoots.
Oh. Okay, before we go into photo shoots, I think I had to throw up.
Alrighty. It's time to get down to business, down to work. These girls have a lot to do, starting with a photo shoot with Mother Rupaul.
Mother Rupaul and...
I don't think I could ever do this. I would shit myself in my tights,
For
in
the
my
photo
pads.
shoot?
Oh my god.
I don't know. It was so fierce.
RuPaul standing there and being like, okay, now like bring your chin up a little bit. Like,
But you know that
I'd be
Ru is
so
going to make you
nervous.
look amazing.
I'd be so Anya nervous, honey. Like, I could not.
Oh, Anya nervous. I love that. Well, the first girl to go out was Jules. And listen,
Just
let me
a masterclass.
talk about setting the bar high, mama.
Yeah. Honestly,
Oh,
just a masterclass in modeling, posing,
everything.
and the contentification of a picture.
Look at T down Vegas. Like,
Loved the look, loved the photos.
the hair, the
No
makeup,
notes.
the confidence.
Yeah.
10s
No
across
notes.
the board.
No notes. Perfect.
Oh my god. I think Jules looked amazing. Anya looked good.
I did not like the Anya look. I did not think that this was... You needed leg. I think if it was like cut off at the leg and it was a mini dress maybe, just to kind of break her up a little bit. Anya has this history of like throwing everything but the kitchen sink on. And I feel like sometimes she just needs to edit and like take things off. There's always something up around her neck. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot. And then they gave her a black background. Like, why wouldn't they have put a white background on her? I did not understand the editing choice of the black background with the black feathers and the black hair, you know.
I agree. I can agree to all of those things. I think that she looked good. I just don't think that the photos came out.
Yeah, they didn't do her
great.
justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, even with Jules, too, I kept saying to Josh, I felt like we saw better pictures than they picked, which was interesting to me.
That's true.
Sam, I wasn't really wowed about. She looked gorgeous, but I was just like, okay, next.
Agreed.
You know?
Susie, it just wasn't sexy.
Yeah,
that was my only issue.
Yeah, it's clear that Susie is not a model.
Yeah.
She's never claimed to be. She never will claim to be a model, and that's fine. It's just not her tea.
Yeah, and Lexi she looked great. She just looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, Lexi is a model who can't model in this moment. Like, one thing that we've learned about Lexi throughout her social media posts this season is that she is a RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul, like, super fan.
Yeah.
So I think in this moment, she was just kind of nervous to be in front of, Mother herself. And I think it kind of got the best of her. But we saw her loosen up when the dancers came in a little bit.
Yeah.
And she did end up getting some good pictures. But even her look, like, I don't know. I think Vegas and I think, like, corsets, bodysuits, legs, feathers, bras.
Out. Yeah.
So coming in gowns for her and Anya and Sam, I was like, this is kind of
it doesn't really fit assignment. Yeah.
Yeah, the assignment.
I agree.
Yeah.
We head over to the interviews, and honestly, Sam's interview.
Well, wait. We have a very special guest. The one and only Latrice Mother Tucking Royale.
I know that's right.
Eat it!
Come on.
You know?
I always love seeing Latrice on our screens. When you think of Drag
her.
Race, you think of drag queens. The two people you think of, honestly, RuPaul, Latrice Royale. Like,
I think that is a really big reach, but she's up there in the top 5.
yeah, I mean, like, for me, as someone who didn't
I love
really,
her.
yeah.
I love Latrice Royale. She's always been in my top 3 of like Drag Race icons, I think. She's just she to me is just like the definition of like putting it on.
Yeah.
Like put the drag on and entertain the kids. Like that is Latrice Royale.
Yeah, she's an icon. She really is.
I want her back for her 87th All-Star season. Like, please, I could watch her every season. I don't care.
But she's also living proof that you don't have to win Drag Race to have a career in drag and be in the game for the long run.
Yeah.
Like,
I just went to sip. Sponsored by Aquafina. Overall, I think the interviews were good. There weren't any like crash and burn moments other than like maybe one with Jules.
Yeah.
But I think that we got a little glimpse into everybody for sure.
I agree. I honestly enjoyed Jules' interview because I liked that she finally like talked. I mean, we saw her talk about it in confessionals, but like I feel like we didn't get a lot of her talking about what Ariadne stealing her jokes really did for her, confidence-wise.
Yeah.
And I was happy that we got a deep dive into that.
I was pissed about that move. I can't believe that Ariadne was not like properly reprimanded for that. You know? I mean, she got ultimate reprimand.
She got booted.
Reprimand, yeah.
But no, I agree with you. She should have had some kind of punishment. Like that's
that's not good. That's not right. But it was good. We saw her kind of crack the shell a little bit of the sparkly facade, and Latrice stumped her with a question. We saw Sam really open up in like a more vulnerable but still very calculated way, I feel.
Yeah, I mean the judges said it later on in the episode, like there's a level of confidence that starts to feel cocky, and I think that Sam's still working on the balance of where that fine line is. Because you know, there are times where you need to be confident and like you know that you're gorgeous, etc. But like there are times where you look like an asshole.
Yeah, like you're just, you know,
you're just not.
It's too much.
Exactly.
This whole moment, actually, of this Drag Race, these interviews, the pictures, the performance, all of this stuff reminded me of the Hunger Games. It was very much like all of their districts are coming to meet with the host and talking about why they think they're the winner. Yep. It was very like, I'm going into the games and I'm going to kill everybody.
Yeah,
you know? Like,
no, I agree with you.
And I was living for it. Like, a Hunger Games Drag Race spinoff season, like, someone make that. I don't know how you would do that. Like,
I don't know either. But
just like Hunger Games filmed with all drag queens. Or like Squid Games, Drag Race for we got a tease in the very first episode of this season with the Squirrel Games, but like I want a whole Squirrel Games.
That would actually be so freaking iconic.
Put more drag queens on other reality TV shows.
That part,
yes.
But yeah, after the interviews, we basically just get some time.
Wait, Anya's wig. I'm sorry, this Anya confessional wig or her interview wig was diabolical, out of the bag, shake and go. Just catastrophe, honestly. It was so bad.
It definitely looked flat. That's the only way to explain it. The wig looked flat.
For the outfit she had on, which was very like business professional pageant mom, sparkly Southern Baptist wife church realness, she needed an updo.
Yes.
She needed up sculpted with a bang swoop, like very business church woman.
Yeah.
But this wig gave us like going to the grocery store. I hope I don't see anybody I
don't even know if going to the grocery store, like I feel like it was a little worse than that. Like
okay, yeah.
Like I'm going to the drive-thru and I'm not getting out of my car.
Yeah, like wearing the plaid pajama bottoms.
Yes.
For a McDonald's spray.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know what we're doing after this.
Yes. But yeah, after the interviews, we just get some sister time with the girls painting, talking about first impressions, what they thought about each other. And I love this moment.
What was your first impression of me?
My first impression of you was you're definitely a social butterfly. You are the light in the room, and you're well respected.
Oh, that's good. For those of you who don't know, Josh and I met at we met first at our job. He was hired at the place that I worked at.
He was my supervisor.
Yeah, I was the boss, Hanny. So I trained him on bar, and that's how we kind of became friends. So that's a pretty good first impression. Most people say, well, I thought you were kind of a bitch. Or you were funny, but a little intimidating.
No, you definitely were not intimidating.
Yeah, I've let that go. kind of like.
Yeah. What about me? What was your first impression of me?
You know what my first impression of you is. I've talked about this before. When Josh walked in, was behind the bar, which was right in front of the main door. And I was like, oh my God, that man is body T. He's hot. Like, that man is hot. And then after my co-supervisor, Ashley, had done his interview and he left, I ran to the back and was like, I don't care what his qualifications are. I don't care how his interview went. You're going to hire him because he's very obviously gay man and he's hot. So I thought I had a chance at that time, but then we spoke.
I was like, hey, sister.
I was like, oh, we're going to be sisters for sure. You know?
Yes, we're definitely going to be bag shopping together.
Yes, for sure. So we became besties from that moment on.
Aw, wait, we would have such a congenial moment if we were like on a show together and we were talking about first impressions. Ah.
Well, no, because I would be getting that screen time. Right. I thought she was a fat cunt.
Right.
And the shoes she gave me to borrow were not particularly Old Maiden shoes. Whoa. Right. But yeah, we kind of move right from the rigmarole of working to the runway. Like, we get a brief moment of the girls kind of gagging and talking about Joella's quilt dress, which has seen more episodes of Drag Race than she has. And it's right onto the runway. We see the first ever performance of Gift Shop.
Yes.
Which was like weird. This
I don't
thrown
know how
in
I felt about it,
performance.
honestly.
Yeah, I would have loved if this challenge was like the promos and the photo shoot, and then instead of a group performance, everybody got like an in and out, like 1 minute, like Vegas showgirl moment.
That would have been really
Because like you can't focus on all 5 of these bitches at once.
No,
it's too much.
And with
we
backup
didn't see
dancers?
any of the rehearsal. We didn't see any of the rehearsal process, anything like that. So it was like, I kind of forgot that they had to do a performance too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's just me. That's how I felt about it. Who stood out for you in the performance?
Honestly, Jules and Sam kind of, but that's really it.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. I am still on the fact that the main stage should not be black.
Yeah.
It like swallows up everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't read anything well on the stage. Like, I don't know. There's something about the main stage being black that like really takes away from the people on the stage.
It's hard to see everybody.
All right, y'all. Turn of events. Josh's condition has drastically taken a turn for the worse. Miss Girl has been up in the bathroom and isn't feeling good. We think she has food poisoning for sure. So the rest of this reality check episode is going to have to wait until further notice. But basically, we loved everybody's runways. We thought that the win for Jules was amazing. We absolutely loved her look. We loved everybody's runway looks. We were obsessed with Sam Star's orange moment. We thought the lip sync was great. Love Miss Diana Ross as a lip sync. And it was a great episode. But I'm going to go continue to take care of my best friend. And we will see you in the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you know when we are talking about your favorite reality TV show. And we will see you in the next one. Hopefully Josh will be feeling a lot better. But that has been your reality check. Okay? Goodbye. And girl, if you see me laid up in the bed, you know Josh had something contagious, okay?